Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're going to continue on our Pokemon journey of Pokemon Heart Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke. Unfortunately, we lost Jean in the last episode, but as a team breakdown, we have Tyree with Battle Armor ability. We didn't go over the abilities in the last episode, but today we will. We have ourselves Seadra with Dry Skin. We also have the Hoot Hoot with Shield Dust. I want to level up Hoot Hoot just so we can evolve it. We have ourselves, I'm not sure if it's random evolutions. Then we have Flaffy, aka Natalie, with Clear Body. Very good to prevent its stats from obviously being lowered. We also have Cloyster, aka Trophy, with Serene Grace. And Albion, our saving grace for the HM cut. We have to protect this Pokemon at all costs, regardless, with Shed Skin. We obviously managed to beat Bugsy in the last episode. Taking that into account, I just want to say thank you for supporting the channel. You guys are amazing, and I'm going to be honest, we probably should have flipped the switch. We're just going to continue on our adventure of the Pokemon Heart Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke, and in today's episode, I'm thinking of what we could talk about. We could talk about favourite Pokemon. Like, what was the first Pokemon game you ever played? What generation got you into Pokemon? And what is your overall favourite Pokemon? They're the three questions for you all. For me, obviously everyone knows my favourite Pokemon will always be Gengar. It makes sense. It's obviously the avatar. Ideally, I am a big Kanto fan because I grew up on Pokemon Yellow, Red and Blue. I remember for Christmas I acquired Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Red. And I sat there on Pokemon Yellow on my green Game Boy Color and played Pokemon Yellow for the first time. Sat there for hours. This is back in the days before you even had YouTube and tutorial guides and things like that. You know, you used to buy like manuals and gamer books and strategic guides. There was times where I just didn't have a clue. Mate, the worst part is I was that lazy, I didn't even check the map. I remember asking my friend Jack, saying, yo bruv, help me, how do I get to the next gym? I've got the 6th gym badges, how do I get there? And he was like, you need to sail down from Pallet Town. I'm like, Pallet Town? You start at Pallet Town, what? And I surfed down and I remember being gassed. I was just so full of like, whoa, this is sick. And then, because Jack didn't live too far from me as well, I remember I eventually at one point acquired all 8 gym badges, as you do in a Pokemon project. And I remember saying to him, I was just like, look, I don't know how to do Victory Road, is there any chance you can help me? And he would do Victory Road for me. I'm going to use a Repel because these encounters are just coming up way too often. But yeah, Repel. Can you, oh, I thought you could register them, but you can't. Damn. But yeah. So we've got a Wacken Berry. But I just remember, like, Pokemon was such a big thing, especially in school days as well. I remember, here's a funny thing for you. I remember I was starting a new game on my Pokemon Emerald, I think it was. Or it might have been Pokemon Ruby. I always, like, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are, like, the peak point for Pokemon. Like, genuinely, it was the best point in, like, everyone had it. You know, people obviously, I don't think people really knew of Yellow, Red, and Blue very early days. And if you did, you would always play it on your own. Lucky enough, I had obviously cousins and stuff to play Pokemon with. And it was very fortunate of me to be able to do that, because every time it comes to Christmas and stuff, we'd always go to my auntie. She would host a big Christmas like gathering thing. And we'd go there and my cousins would be like, what did you get for Christmas? What'd you get? And we'd be like, oh, I got this. And like they would always end up getting the same thing we did. And you know, it was good because it gave us more like things to do when it comes to Christmas. Like if we got a PSP, they got a PSP. So Headbutt. I will give Mightyena it. Oh, it's Weather Ball. Isn't Weather Ball Okay, I didn't expect it to be random, but who should we learn Weather Ball? I don't think anyone really benefits. I want to say Trophy, but I just don't think it will. It's fine. But yeah, I remember every Christmas we'd go to my auntie's, and obviously they'd bring their PSPs, we'd bring ours, and we'd obviously talk about games we got. And I remember there was, I don't know if we got it for Christmas, but I remember Dragon Ball Shin Budokai released. And I remember one time I stayed at my cousin's, and we'd fight all night. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force, man. Like, at some point I'll probably return to Tag Force over on the main channel, but it's just classic, man. It really is. It's just, you know, I'm curious to what games you lot would be nostalgic about as well. But this is what I'm going to try and make these projects, where I talk about certain topics. So, if you have any ideas of topics for me to talk about, let me know in the comments below, and I will try my best, depending on what you really want to talk about. This person gives you a Pokemon, doesn't she? No, she gives you a TM. I always thought that there's definitely, maybe it's Pokemon Black. I don't know. We will check that TM12 because it might be randomized. No, it's still torn. Okay, no worries. Alright. Alright. Oh, this is Route 34. This is a new encounter. A cast form. Oof. You know what? That Weather Ball might actually be pretty good on cast form. But then it isn't going to have its normal ability. But yeah, I remember trading my... I was starting a new game on, obviously. It was Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. It was one of them. I had a 4-way link cable. And I went to my mates, and I was there till like 11:30, 12 o'clock. Like, and my mum and that were out looking for us. And they didn't know where we were. And I remember getting back, and I got absolutely battered. And they're like, where are you? You know, where you been? You didn't think to come home, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, Mum, I was at Sandra's. Like, obviously, we used to go there when my mum was working. My mum would work 2 jobs and everything. And obviously, we didn't really see mum much. We kind of went to other people's houses. If during the summer, we'd be at my auntie's for 6 weeks. We never really got to stay at home at all. And maybe that's why I enjoy it so much now. Solely for the fact that I get to kind of sit at home, relax, and enjoy the own comfort of my home. You know, this is why I work so hard now, because I want to be able to give my mum that break. You know, from working so hard her entire life, to be able to just be like, Mum, look, take it easy. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Pursue something you love, and just don't stop chasing it. Okay, this cast form doesn't want any of that heat. But, yeah, so it used to be good, because obviously we'd go there. Obviously, this is the Pokemon era. We went to the car. Was it? No, it was a firework night. But basically, we went to a bonfire night, and they had like a car boot sale thing going on. I remember seeing this cheap carriage, and I said, Mum. I was like, Mum, please, please, I don't ask for much. Yeah, I do, but I was a spoiled brat, like I spoke about before. And I said to Mum, I was like, Mum, please, you know. She was like, how much is it? I said, £5. I said, there's 2. Can I get them both, please? I won't ask for anything else, please. And my mum bought me both. And obviously, I then started looking up cheat codes and stuff. And I was gassed. I was genuinely gassed, because like you could do infinite rare candies, Master Ball, shiny Pokemon, you know. And there were so many cheat codes you could implement into the game. You know, walk through the wall and, you know, catch trainers Pokemon. And I remember I was like the cool kid. Everyone was like, yo, can you do me a favor? Can you get me a shiny Charizard? Yo, can you rare candy up my Bulbasaur? Like, you know, can you get me all 3 starters? You know, and it was sick, man. It was just, it was so cool. No comment. But yeah, and obviously that was one thing that was always really cool. The fact that, like, I remember we had one lad who tried robbing it from me. And I remember I'd left it in his house, and I said to obviously my cousin, I was just like, it's in his house still. And obviously they went over and was like, look, just give it him back. And that. And he goes, oh, I don't know what you mean. And eventually he handed it over. But yeah, it's just crazy how like people would steal cheat cartridges because of how cool they were. But it wasn't just for Pokemon, it was for any game. You know, same with the PS2. You know, if you ever grew up on a PS2 and you ended up buying an Action Replay would be stacked as well. I love Milotic Sprite. I love it. Love it. But yeah, like you used to get an Action Replay. You'd obviously enter the codes and start the Action Replay, apply the cheat codes, and then you'd be able to go in. I remember it must have been Dragon Ball Tenkaichi Cheat 3, or it was Ultimate Tenkaichi. I can't remember. There was one, and like when I mean, like people talk about Sparking Zero having really tough boss fights. Don't get me wrong, the Broly event was harsh, but like story mode wasn't that bad. The fact people were crying about Great 8 being tough, and I'm just like, brother, it's not that fucking hard. Stop running in like a headless chicken and you'll be fine. And what do? Keep running in like a headless chicken. But yeah, so to hear people complain about obviously Sparking Zero made me laugh, because obviously the older Dragon Ball games were fucking brutal. Like they were, you would get bullied. Like at some point I hope to return back to them, but ideally I'm in no rush yet because I'd probably get absolutely annihilated. But I've always had this dying desire, and I like being challenged when it comes to like Pokemon games or like just any games in general, if I'm being honest, you know. But yeah, I'm doing a lot. I think it's because I'm so used to normally talking about the gameplay, but to be able to pivot and talk about a certain topic while the gameplay is in the background is obviously more exciting as well. But I'm just kind of trying to think on topics that we could talk about for 30 minutes, obviously in each episode, without repeating the same things. But yeah, so I remember going to Hayden's and I said, look, I'm starting a new game. He goes, do you want to trade? And I said, what do you mean trade? It was like, well, I'll give you some of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards if you let me have all your Pokemon. I said, of course. So I was just like, sure. And he goes, I can't give you Blue Eyes though, because obviously it's the rarer one, and obviously I think my mum will go crazy. I said, no, that's fine. So just give me a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and I'll trade you all my Pokemon. I thought the game crashed then. I think the Pokemon game isn't happy that fact I gave up my Pokemon cards, but gave up my Pokemon in-game for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Really? I got the flinch anyway. But Scizor is one of the badass, mate. I remember when Scizor and Steelix were announced, obviously, and through the metal coat, and it was so good. Same with Politoed. Just, it's fucking cool, man. There's another one. You could literally call it the counter. If any of you lot really want to run through and count how many times I go then knock your socks off. Timestamp it as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. I'm fighting to not say it again, but here I am. But ideally, I remember just having a 4-way link cable and being able to, because I think if Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald, they implemented the wireless adapter. So no, the wireless adapter came with Fire Red and Leaf Green, weren't it? That's when Pokemon Colosseum as well was around, because you used to be able to use the wireless adapter, or you used to be able to connect a link cable. I can't remember, but I definitely know, because Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald came out around the same time Pokemon Colosseum did, because you were able to access Celebi. Yeah. So that was pretty solid. That's pretty cool. Right. I remember how much I used to love putting Pokemon into the daycare center. But on Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald, you had... I'm going to save it just in case. You used to have the little mudslide. You better put the Pokemon into the daycare. set up the mudslide, and what I would do is I would leave my Game Boy SP, because I had a little, was it purple or blue? No, I think it's purple. So my brother had the silver tribal one. And what I did is, obviously, this would be my TV cabinet. And I used to rest the TV cabinet on the up button. So the mudslide would constantly be like this. But it used to be the fastest way of leveling up Pokemon. So we'd leave it on at school all day long. And that. But yeah, man, it used to be sick. And then you come back and all your Pokemon are leveled up. Obviously, that's when I had like 2 best mates, Ryan and Michael. They were twins. And they used to play, I think it was Neopets as well. And they started getting me into Neopets. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Alrighty. Goldenrod City. Okay, so we're going to end up being able to face Whitney, but we do need to get some other stuff first. We heal our Pokemon. I think we should rare candy him up a bit, like maybe to 12 or 13, just to give him somewhat of a level, because at this point I'm just going to be maining my Tiana for the whole thing. Okay, mate, my brain processed Hariyama over Mighty Yen, and I was thinking, did I just say the wrong Pokemon name? But jumping to the topic, obviously, before about saying favourite Pokemon. Ideally, I've always been a big lover of Nidoking, Gengar, Raichu. This is Generation 1 we're talking anyway. Who else is in there? I don't want to say any Pokemon just for the sake of saying it. I do think Machamp and all the evolutions through trade were banging, though. They were really freaking cool. But, like, even at the same time as well, I'm going to get some with full heals. Like, is there anything worth buying here? Never melt ice, odd eye. Leopard berry. I suppose, at least I can come back here and get the leopard berry if I need it before the Elite Four. But I keep getting distracted. Ooh, Life Orb. Scope Lens. Mate, these items are fucking... That Life Orb would be good. Scope Lens for crit hit would be even crazier. Can we sell anything? To be honest, we don't need Taunt. We can sell the TMs. U-turn. Payback. I can't see myself using Hyper Beam. I will keep... The user stores power, then attacks. If the user can use his attack after the foe, its power is doubled. Okay. Fair. Scope lens. Zoom lens increases accuracy. I'm just trying to think if there's anything without a decent accuracy. I think we're good. So if we get the scope lens. Put scope lens on the Mighty Yenna. Obviously, we need to level our Pokemon up as well. Give. To be honest, ideally, a scope lens bite would be pretty solid. I wouldn't mind going crunch, but then the fact we can get flinch would work pretty well. Do you sell up here? Oh, Shelb. Okay. They used to have these little Pokemon things, and I can't remember what they were. They were like Pokemon in crystal balls, I think, or they were bouncy balls or something. I can't remember, but they were just really freaking cool. That's Flash. I think these all stay the same. I don't think they get randomized. Because I think TM25 is Thunder, along with obviously like Fire Blast. Yeah, that's Solar Beam. That's Close Combat. I think for a sec, then I was like, oh my god, am I really that rusty? But ideally, for some reason I thought I was in Celadon. I don't know why. My brain just took me back to... Because I play so much of Fire Red and Infinite Fusion and stuff like that. They're all based in, obviously, the Kanto region. So to play in Johto seems a little weird for me. Okay, not bad, not bad. Ideally, what we want to do... I always get this bit, because this bit's so familiar. I think it's... Might be Rustboro, I'm thinking. But yeah. Let's go talk to Whitney. I've got to do the quiz first. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for the radio card. Can you check the map? Yes. Need arena can only be female. Yes. If I don't get these right, we suck. Kurt the Pokeball creator uses apricots as ingredients. Yes. Huh? I'm pretty sure he does use them. Okay, well clearly he doesn't, but I thought he used them for balls. Oh, Kurt the Pokeball creator uses apricots as ingredients, meaning he uses it as ingredients for food and not ingredients for Pokeball creating. No. Because I think if they were going to name it, they'll call it materials. It's impossible to use a TM on Magikarp. You can learn Tackle and Splash, right? Professor Oak's popular show, Pokemon Talk, is he on with Marie? I don't... Yeah. Oh, bollocks. Suck at this shit. It's been so long. Yeah, the worst part is, this is one of my favourite generations as well. Kurt the Pokeball creator uses apricots. No. Yes. No. Oh my god, you've done it. You're amazing. Oh my god. You can now listen to the radio with the poker gear. I tell you what. I used to remember struggling with Whitney because of obviously the milk tank. But the problem with it is solely for the fact that it's not her being challenging. I completely forgot she cries after it. And that's what used to be the stressful part is I just whining like a little bitch, man. Just give me the fucking gym badge. I know she gives it to you in the end, but yeah. Not the point, mate. Not the point, mate. Right, dude. Can you do me a favour? Appreciate the bike. Thank you very much, mate. The good thing about playing Pokemon Yellow, though, is you were able to access the all 3 starters as well. I never understood how you ever got Bulbasaur. Did you have to have a certain level Pokemon or something? I can't remember. Just checking here real quick. Okay. Oh, we're good. I love the fact the music changes when you're on a bike as well. Excuse me. Because wasn't this the trade station? Because I remember my internet never used to be able to allow me to trade. Actually, I think it wasn't my internet. I think it was because my DS was so old. But I remember I used to be a part of a Pokemon forum. And I would literally talk to them about... Right, I've got to beat the gym leader first and then we get that. Right. First things first. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, cool. We're good. Basically just stat boosted everyone. I made them all level 14. Don't want to go too overkill. I don't know whether to just take the easy route and battle this person and just head down. I can't remember if you can. I'm so rusty. For a favourite generation, it's kind of bad, isn't it? So, because normally we come up that way, don't we? And then we're going to go down. Because we're going to have to battle that trainer. We're going to have to battle that trainer to be able to get in there regardless. So, I could either lead this way. Or we can go round here, up here, cross. But that just leads me to that, so yeah. But you can flank around the back. I say flank like I'm playing Call of Duty. Flank through here and then battle this trainer. So then you'd only have to battle 2. But I didn't realise how quick the gyms were at beating. They're level 19, so at least we can kind of somewhat be fairly okay. Because with us being... The good thing is it's not a hardcore Nuzlocke, that's what I'm trying to say. Initially we're going to go for it, but I think when I do hardcore I want to keep the leveling system the same. I have implemented a 10%. I think it might be more than 10%, it might be 20%. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long, long since I randomized it. But yeah, Tyree's cranking those levels up, man. Literally cranking. If we'd gone with a stab move, I think we would have been fine, but yeah, my bad. Too busy adjusting my seat. So we're going to kill the Wurmple. Leading into Starly. I do want to get a fighting type Pokemon, or at least a fighting type move on one of our Pokemon. Just so we can guarantee to punch normal type Pokemon, the crit hit. Getting the crit, and obviously having the item that we've got on the Pokemon, makes everything so much better. But yeah. Ooh. Houndoom's got to be up there. If you, obviously, older generation Pokemon cards, Houndoom, even new generation, Houndoom always has some of the best artwork in Pokemon TCG cards. Without a doubt, it is a banger every time, man. But Houndoom's just, it's just such a sick design. Alright, here we go. Cut through, cut back. Right, here we go. We're going to have to beat Whitney's out. She's got 6 Pokemon. Gonna heal up. The good thing is, if we can go up against something weak, like a Silcoon or a Wurmple or something, we can focus on Howling 5 times. Go for Bite, get the crit hit as well. See, this is yet again, we need... I honestly think we need a fighting type Pokemon. I don't know if... I'll have a look to see if Tyree can learn a fighting type move, because it's definitely going to be worth having. Obviously, we're super effective against Ghost anyway, so we're good. And Psychic. Okay. Wait, how the fuck does Purugly learn Hypnosis? Love to see how that works. I never wake up. At this point, I wouldn't mind sleeping myself, I'm going to be honest. I've had a long day at work. Really? Nearly 5 turns of sleeping? I think that was 5 turns of sleeping, you know. Oh, shit. Absol. I'm going to have to persevere. We're just going to have to Super Potion. The problem I've got is Absol's such a beast. It's a physical giant. I think if I had switched into another Pokemon, they would have been killed. He might go Night Slash. Okay, quick attack. That won't do much. We're good. Sand attack. Gonna follow through the bites. Reducing our defense. Oh, we got the flinch. Can get a crit. Right. Look, I know I'm 8 levels higher, but I still Absol, Girafarig, all of them lot, man. They're absolute fucking menaces. They're units. It's gone Howl, it's fine. I do need to switch out at some point though. Because I think I've been leered twice. Could switch out now. What are we going up against? Poliwhirl. No, we stay in. We definitely need to level up our Pokemon. At least to 16, 17. What is with this Pokemon trainer? Well, it's Whitney, isn't it? It keeps putting me to sleep. Come on, man. we woke up. That's good. Nice. I just can't get over how long I spend sleeping due to hypnosis. Lily. Only 2 Pokemon left. I go with a rock type move. Wow. That's actually outrageous, man. 1 HP is not the way to go at all. Oh, we're super effective, mate. We've got game. We're good. We can literally speed this up now and then just basically annihilate. Nice. Alright, so now we've got to leave her. She whines. The woman goes, can you go back and see how she is? Blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, here you go. Here's the gym badge. I'm crying like a little bitch. But yeah. We received the plain badge from Whitney. Yay! You obtained TM45. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. So they do stay the same. All right, no worries. So now, all right, get me out of here. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. All right. First things first. I always return back to. I'm ignoring Ian. I don't want to talk to him, but I do need to get this. Yeah, baby. I remember for ages I struggled to find the squirt bottle. Alright. I'm going to leave the element of surprise for us both, because I really want to know what Sudowoodo is going to be. But I also don't want to ruin it and rush into it, you know what I mean? So, in the next episode, we will make our way up to Ekritique Town, or Ekritique City. And capture the Sudowoodo. Obviously, we get access to different areas as well. Obviously, nothing major. Most of the places we've already visited. But yeah. So, what we will do is get ourselves to Goldenrod City's up here, the National Park. And then we can head up to Ekritique City. Because obviously, the Sudowoodo is blocking between Violet City and this bit here. So, I don't know when the bug catching contest is. I might have a quick run up after this recording and then obviously save it. But yeah, all I can say is thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for being understanding for the project at hand. You guys are amazing and have a great afternoon. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.